Thing will start dropping. He will create situations for your suppressed feelings to surface. You just need to allow him to work on you so that he burns all the rubbish that you have accumulated over many lives. I keep telling people, if you try to run away, you are missing me one more time. Don't try to escape. I will place my hands exactly on the tumors that are hidden inside. The tumors that are your ego. Simply place your faith on me and have the courage to open up. I will then be able to heal all your tumors. Just by opening up to the Master, half your ego has left you. The rest he will take care. You just need to put out your hand. He will lift you out, that's all. When you are a sincere seeker, when you are ready for a transformation, you will open up to the Master and things will happen automatically. If you are just a window shopper, then nothing much can happen. You will just move from one master to another and not learn anything from any of them. When you meditate, meditate intensely. When intensity is there along with meditation, the transformation is bound to happen. The superconsciousness is bound to happen. Normally, we are either intense and miss the meditation or meditate without intensity. We catch one and we miss the other. We need to catch both in order to really flower. It doesn't matter how long you meditate. How intensely you meditate is what matters. The quality of consciousness is what matters. When you make a conscious decision to turn inward, that itself will give you the intensity of meditation. Yes, what is the question? Swamiji, we are always looking to achieve something in life. Is this also a play of our ego? Yes, of course. You have come to the point. When you think that life has got a purpose and run behind the purpose, you are being egoistic. When you realize the beauty of existence and flow with it and understand that life itself is the purpose and all goals are just illusions, then you have acquired awareness. Then you are no more egoistic. A master is the one who makes you understand the purposelessness of life. When you search with a purpose, you miss reality. Because when you run behind the purpose, you miss the present. You simply miss existence. When you realize the purposelessness of life, a new consciousness starts blossoming in you. You will then understand that the diamonds that you were protecting all along are mere stones. You will understand that the things that you thought were great are mere toys. You will understand that money is not the real bliss that you are seeking. You are seeking beyond it. You will start looking at life as a great divine play of existence. You will enjoy the drama and play a role with utmost enjoyment and perfection. You will not live for goals. You will live for the sake of living and enjoying the living. See, understand that I am not saying that you should stop earning money. Without money, there is nothing that you can do in life. I am only saying enjoy living every moment and make your goals just incidental in the whole process. You must understand that the whole thing is just a drama wherein you are a player. When you get attached to goals, then you miss this whole idea. In a drama, does it make any sense to get attached to your role or to another character or to anything? No, it will straightaway seem ridiculous, is it not? In the same way, life is also a great drama, so don't get attached to it in any fashion. Just play a role and enjoy the whole show. Understand that life is not the goal but the path itself. When you have a goal, you will run. When you run, your feet will not touch the ground. And when you don't touch the ground, you miss the beauty of existence. When you run, you are literally missing the feel of existence beneath you. When you drop the goal, the emphasis will automatically be on the path. The path is meant to be enjoyed. The goal will be taken care of automatically. When you understand the purposelessness of life, you'll understand the meaning of living. Until you understand this, you live your life in an unconscious fashion. You live without a proper consciousness. You live with a solid ego that sees only goals and not the beauty of life itself. Sacrificing your whole life for the sake of the goal is not the way to live. If you live this way, once every goal is reached, you'll only repent at having wasted your whole life on insignificant things. Simply drop the goals and enjoy the path. Meditate on this teaching again and again. The truth will dawn on you sometime. One more thing, don't exclude anything from your life and never think that you are missing something in your life. Spirituality is never excluding. It is always encompassing. When you exclude anything from your life, you are missing something. Instead, integrate and include everything. You will then become whole. When you become whole, you become holy. Of course, if certain things don't interest you, then it is a different matter. You need not bother about including them in your life. Just function with awareness and keep flowing. Understand, a scientist is a man who creates a formula to reproduce something that he has discovered in the outer world for others to experience. A master is a man who creates a formula to reproduce something that he has experienced in the inner world for the others to experience. He creates a formula to reproduce the bliss that he experienced in his own consciousness for others to experience. I am now giving you a formula to realize the ultimate bliss or Nityananda. Yes? Swamiji, how should we go about destroying our ego? First, understand clearly that you have ego in some form or the other. It may be active or passive. Then understand the different ways in which ego manifests itself. The ways we have discussed till now. All your guilt, desires, fear, humbleness, self-importance, etc. are all different forms of ego which happen in you because you feel a solid I and mine. Once you have understood this, become the watcher so that you understand that the whole of life is a drama. By doing this, you will be able to feel your solid self dissolve, your ego dissolve. When this starts happening, you'll automatically resonate with existence and see how things rearrange themselves and make life beautiful for you. Then live with the only aim of killing your ego. Don't guard it in any way. Be ever ready to kill your ego. When you are ready to kill your ego, you are ready to become liberated. Swamiji, you said that the Ajna Chakra is associated with innocence and intelligence. How would you explain innocence and intelligence? When you break free from the rigid mechanism of the mind, you become fluid, flowing like a river. Then you are intelligent. When you are able to think laterally, you are intelligent. When you are spontaneous, you are intelligent. When it is difficult to challenge you, you are intelligent. When you know that life is a drama, you are intelligent. When you understand that existence is the ultimate life force, you are intelligent. When you are aware and conscious of your inner silence, you are intelligent. When you can smile and laugh spontaneously without applying your mind to it, you are intelligent. When you radiate energy by your mere presence, you are intelligent. When you are not stuck up anywhere for a long time and not easily challenged, you are intelligent. When you can feel your ego consciously, you are intelligent. When you know that you